Hey, how you doing, everyone? Force Reader here, and welcome back to Detective Grimoire. We've met everybody pretty much in the entirety of the attraction, and we've pretty much been all over the place. Now it's just scouring the rest of the area for clues and tying up any loose ends with any of our suspects.
So,
Alright, nerd boy, what have you got to say about this?
well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. The real swamp creature had claws, 3 on each hand to be precise. Why does the costume just have these pathetic fins instead? Guesswork. Nobody can know what Boggy's feet look like. It's his greatest secret. The man was a fool. That's all you need to know.
At this point, I'm just kind of curious as to what his dialogue is about everything I have. Since he is the Boggy expert, it would be a good idea just to show him everything related to Boggy and, you know, my entire list of
This file
evidence.
goes over some basic differences between the genuine creature and the cartoon character. It's nothing more than a basic overview, really.
Oh, I forgot that that was the thing that he gave me.
An important piece of the puzzle. This journal is a key to unlocking the history of this place. Actually, this is a classic example of a cryptid photograph.
What's a cryptid?
A creature unknown to science. Look at the slight blurring in this photo, the murky exposure. It's perfect.
It's perfect because it can't really be used as evidence?
Now you're catching on.
I think I pretty much got everything that I need here. I don't think there's anything else I could show him. Oh, wait, the hunting file.
So, you found it. I wonder who else knows about it.
Well, that was ominous. Anything else here I could show him? I don't think showing the gun would do anything, but I could try. Oh, wait, no, the black leg.
You're wasting your precious time, detective.
Fine.
I've never seen that before, and I never want to see it again.
I wouldn't either. It's a freaking gun. But you guys. Oh.
I found these designs for a costume, a Boggy costume.
Aha, the legendary swamp creature.
Yeah, that's the one.
But these are just a child's drawings, are they not?
You think?
Perhaps. It's difficult to tell.
Okay, well, what do you know about this?
You saw Remington last night, but had you met him before? Did you know him?
I've never really spoken with him, but we've come into contact a few times. Vincent likes to handle that kind of work, and I like to let him.
What do you think of this place? The tourist attraction, I mean.
I can't say I like the idea of a natural area like this becoming commercialized.
I know! I just can't understand why anyone would even try.
I think Mr. Remington had his reasons. He looked like a man with a couple of secrets.
Like what?
I have no idea. If I knew, they wouldn't be secrets.
Maybe before I talk to the other guy, I should head back up to the office. I mean, he was an avid hunter. Wait a minute.
These animals. They're not...
Yeah?
I don't recognize any of them.
What the hell, even? Okay, that looks like just a lion and an ox.
No way. No way. Is this a werewolf?
What the f... How did I miss this? Does he have something to say about all this weird crap?
Hunting memorabilia. Claws, teeth. It would be an impressive collection if it wasn't so disturbing. This is the creepiest office I've ever been in. Ever.
So there's really nothing else that he's going to say about any of the stuff in here.
I don't know what's in that jar, and I wish it wasn't in there. I'm gonna stop looking at it now.
But is it going to stop looking at you? That is the real question now, isn't it? Okay, if there is anything else in here, I don't know. So I get it now. I'm just gonna have to talk to everybody over again about both the Boggy costume designs and the whole deal with Richard Remington. Just, I guess, like, their opinion of him or their Like what it was that they, like their relation, like what was their relation to Richard Remington? How did they know him, and how did they interact with him on a normal basis?
What can you tell me about these designs for a Boggy costume?
Nothing whatsoever.
You're sure you didn't see anything like this while you were filming yesterday? Wait, hold on a minute. What if
Don't you dare ask.
This costume isn't your doing, is it? Made for your movie, I mean?
My friend, there will be no costumed idiots within the viewfinder of my camera. I can assure you that.
What about your Boggy movie? Isn't that going to be, like, a guy in a costume, or a puppet, or one of those weird robot things?
Technology has been kind to people like me. We no longer have any need for such tomfoolery. I can create a perfectly believable swamp creature within the confines of a computer. Much cheaper, too.
Huh.
In my opinion, you're better off using practical effects that have a little bit of CGI overlaid on top of them to kind of like fix any small hiccups in the details. But ultimately, I always found that practical effects look better. That's why whenever they came out with the prequel to the movie The Thing, I was a little disappointed in what I had seen of it. Then I found out apparently there's a practical effects version that's being hidden from everybody. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But if it is, I want to see that version really bad.
I suppose you've met with our murder victim, Richard Remington.
Yes, I've been in and out of this place for a while now. Naturally, I've crossed paths with Remington a number of times. Good value, that one. A real raconteur, you know.
You liked him? So far, I'm getting the impression he wasn't the most popular guy around here.
Well, that much is clear, isn't it? The man obviously slipped up somewhere, made an enemy or two, and bam, that's that. You just can't be too careful, can you?
Yeah, I think he did have an enemy or two. Or three. But you liked him.
I respected him. Good head on his shoulders. Good business sense, that man. He understood how to make things work for him.
Okay, then. I don't think there's anything in here that I could show you that would do me any good. Echo.
Ah.
What can you tell me about these designs for a costume? A Boggy
It's
costume.
Boggy! I must admit, I've been a fan of his before I ever came to the swamp.
A fan? So you're interested in cryptozoology?
Oh, no, I meant, well, Boggy has been in all kinds of cartoons and comic strips. He's one of the greatest characters of the last 100 years. I've got some comics in my tent. You really should see.
But he was only discovered 60 years ago.
Oh, that's true. Well, I rounded up.
But what about his costume? Have you seen anyone wearing it?
I can honestly say I've never seen anyone wearing anything like that. And I'm a very observant person.
He sure got excited by that.
So what did Mr. Remington think of you? I mean, protesting in the middle of a swamp every day.
It wasn't his swamp. If he ever truly thought it was, and he was even more of a fool than he seemed.
But he didn't like you hanging around, right?
That man was exceptionally skilled at ignoring me. Ignoring anything he didn't like.
So, what, he just left you alone?
He expected me to get bored and go home. He figured I'd get sick of this place and he'd have it back to himself.
But he didn't want it to himself, did he? He wanted lots of people to come visit all the time, surely.
I'm sure it says that in the brochure. Yes.
God, why are you so cryptic? Oh. Were you here last time? Because I don't remember.
You again. Ready with some cryptic advice, no doubt?
Don't let them take him.
Who? The murderer? That's my job. I gotta make sure that they...
No, the creature. Don't take him away. This place is his home.
Oh, Boggy. Hey, don't worry. I didn't really believe he could be, responsible for this mess.
You didn't?
Well, no.
Why is her audio so... How to say it? Like, it has very open sound. It's not good. It's not good audio. And because I didn't believe he existed at all, I don't believe he could ever hurt anyone. I've always known who the murderer was, and it's not Boggy. I'm gonna go with this one.
Mainly because I didn't believe he existed at all.
So, he won't get in trouble? You won't have to leave?
Well, he's been out here for what, 60 years, hasn't he? And stayed out of trouble for that long. I have a feeling some detective isn't going to change all that in one day.
Well, in that case, he says, thank you.
And she's gone again. Although that was kind of interesting. It's the first time I've seen her actually act like a child and not some sort of all-knowing, omnipotent being that is one step ahead of me, or at least like 10 steps ahead of me every turn. That is frustrating. Well, hey, Sally. What do you know about these things?
I have a theory that the murderer was wearing a costume, a homemade outfit designed to look like the swamp creature.
I've never seen anything so ridiculous. You'd never see me in that.
I know it's not exactly the latest fashion, but...
No, you'd never see me in that. It would cover me up entirely.
That's the point of a disguise?
Look, detective, when you have legs like mine, you don't want to be wearing disguises.
Is that why you always wear those black leggings?
You've only just met me and you're making assumptions about what I always wear.
And making assumptions is the fun part of being a detective.
Well, you're right. I always wear these.
So she likes to be seen. Interesting.
So what can you tell me about your relationship with Richard Remington?
I didn't have one. I think I spoke to him twice, ever. He usually seemed really busy, but more like preoccupied.
Preoccupied? Like he was thinking about something else? Something that wasn't this tourist attraction?
Who can say? What do old men think about?
What? Are you implying that I know the answer to that?
Dude, she called you old. One of Sally's belongings. Wait a minute, what? Oh, this looks like the one in the picture.
What on earth? This thing doesn't seem to belong here at all. It's some kind of roughly made costume head, I think. There's a strange piece of red fabric stuffed inside. 2 clues for the price of 1, I guess.
Wait, could that be part of the curtain, maybe? Yeah, that would make sense. So why is this still sitting here? It's like, why is any of this, like, always staying in the same spot? You'd think that it would just vanish after I click on it. Let's see here. Headpiece from a homemade Boggy costume found hidden amongst the Boggy hats in the gift shop. Has an unusual lining with a red swirly pattern. The red lining was a piece ripped from some curtains. Folder says the design is in between the real creature and the cartoon Folder says the design is in between the real creature and the cartoon character. Well, how do you know that? I haven't gone and asked Folder yet.
I can draw way better than that.
Can you show me?
There's no time. Maybe in the sequel.
Oh, I liked that. That was actually kind of funny. A little fourth wall-ish. Oh. Hey, Harper. Oh, okay, I already talked to him about that.
You said you knew Remington?
He and I knew each other for a long time. I came to work at his tourist attraction in the early days, when he needed help.
Well, what kept you here?
I know most people wouldn't want to work in a place like this. I actually like it here, so I was happy to oblige.
You might like it, but I still don't see why anyone would build a tourist attraction here.
Mr. Remington has his reasons. He probably had several. I don't presume to know what they all were. Even though we were friends, he had some secrets, some hobbies, that I was happy to let him keep secret.
Secrets? Hobbies? A secret hobby?
He was a man with a dream. I can tell you that much.
I should show him the picture. Let's see. Percent clue. This one.
One of Mr. Remington's secrets. I never wanted to know the details, but these men travel the world, seeking mysterious animals to hunt. They consider myths and legends to be the ultimate prey. He's dead, but he always knew what he was getting involved with. That's Mr. Remington's old hunting rifle. He usually keeps it around. For whatever reason, he was very fond of that thing. Looks like it was fired recently.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Thank you for pointing that out, Harper. I appreciate that.
That's the same fabric from Mr. Remington's curtains.
Oh, well, thank you for confirming that. Interesting. Well, thank you, Harper. I really appreciate your input. Oh, I forgot to check out the little door here.
There's a little locked door on the side of the ship here. I think it's part of the cafe.
Can I go in it?
There's a little... I think...
Well, hi again. I actually forgot what her name is.
You've been here so long, you must have crossed paths with Remington a few times. What did you think of him?
That man was a threat to the swamp. We'll be better off without him.
Harsh.
Hopefully the curtain will fall on his little tourist attraction as well.
Better off? With a killer on the loose now?
There have been murderers loose in the swamp before.
What are you talking about?
In my time here, I've seen the swamp invaded by men. By hunters. Several times. They're relentless.
What were they hunting? Wait, what about Boggy? Is that why no one has seen him in 60 years?
They always fell short of their ultimate goal. That just meant they came back again and again, doing more harm each time.
But this area is protected by law, right?
It is now, but some men have no respect for laws, of any kind. They tried to get me to leave my home here. I stood my ground.
Obviously. But this whole area is a tourist attraction now. I doubt Remington would have allowed anyone to march into Boggy's Bog with a gun and start hunting down his main attraction.
Oh, shit. I forgot that I was able to do something with any items that have gook on them. Well, swamp juice. We're just going to assume it's swamp juice.
Let's see. First thing we do is put the sample of liquid into the cauldron. Then tap the faucet.
That's a little loud.
And now, we just have to match the color of that liquid with these ingredients.
Wait, what, for real? Oh.
Got it!
So swamp juice is made from flowers and blueberries?
Now I know what that liquid consists of. I'll write it down in my notes.
I guess the blueberries give it a little bit of extra flavor. So I guess I can do that to all of this?
Ah, that looks pretty similar to last time.
Does he say something different every time that I do that?
Was that the same as last time? This was the exact same liquid. What's going on here? That was definitely the same as the other tests. The swamp slime. It's all the same. It's the exact same liquid again. There's something about that green slime.
Okay.
The fireplace poker found at the crime scene and the black leggings are covered in the same swamp slime. Sally's leggings. They link her with the crime scene. I'll have to ask her about it.
Well, that's interesting, but first I'm gonna finish going ahead and checking all of these. Oh, I did check all the items. Shit, I didn't think I had. Oh wait, what if I show her the hunting card?
I recognize some of those men. unfortunately. They've hunted in the swamp before.
Before it became a protected area?
Before that, yes. And one of them after that.
Oh, she means Remington. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here that I can show her that she's going to give a damn about.
What?
Sally, I need to ask you some questions.
The black leggings you found in your bag this morning. They're covered in the same slime that was on the murder weapon.
Everything in this swamp is covered in slime. What's your angle, Grimoire?
No, not that. Hasn't been found anywhere else. Your black leggings were part of the murderer's costume.
Your black leggings were part of the murderer's costume.
Costume? Is that why someone took them out of my bag last night?
Well, you know, I don't have proof someone else took them.
If I had been wearing them when I committed a crime, do you think I would hand them over to a detective the second he shows up? Besides, look at them. What do you notice?
They're loose and stretched.
They're loose and stretched.
That's right, someone else. Someone larger than me has worn these. They're stretched out, especially at the waist. It's pretty obvious.
So, let's see. Somebody stole them to use in their boggy costume, and then put them back in your bag when they were done?
If you say so. It's not my job to know all the details. It's my job to sell souvenirs. Do you want a souvenir?
Oh, my, yes, but only if you choose one for me.
You look like you could use something to wind up. You can take this one.
Oh. Neat. How long do I hold it for? That is awful. A small plastic toy sold at the gift shop has the cartoony appearance of Boggy. Boggy's feet are hidden in a bucket of water. Okay then. Well, now the only person I know around here that seems to have a big waist would be Echo.
What?
You're not a bad detective.
Well, I found the photo in Remington's office.
That's eerie.
It was ripped up, though. I think he was some kind
He
of...
was a lot of things. Don't lose that picture. And show it to Mr. Harper before you leave.
Too late, I already did. What else have I got here that'll interest old Echo? Not really much. I'm still missing a few things. Shit, because I can bet money that he's not going to give a crap about any of these pieces of the costume.
I'm afraid I have no idea.
Yeah, that figured. Oh, wait, what if I show him the toy?
Show it to somebody else.
Oh, you cunt. You already, pointed out that you love the cartoon character. And I show that to you and you just don't care at all. Now I'm upset. And I will go find somebody else to talk to. Good day, sir. By chance, is this the fabric that you gave Remington?
You can put that away. I can't help you with it.
I thought I was onto something with that one.
What's this? Looks like the stuff in the water has been moved around recently. Maybe if I reposition them, I'll find a clue.
Can't believe I didn't even notice the bubbles were there.
I recognize that footprint. It's the same as the one found at the crime scene.
Oh. Well, okay then. Is that all I get out of that? Is there anything else that I can learn about in here?
Apparently the museum was founded by the explorer many years ago, in a different location. It's only recently been moved here to be part of the tourist attraction. That might explain why it looks so out of place.
And, it's gonna fall over?
It's a poster from the old Boggy cartoon show.
Oh. Oh, it's actually kind of neat. Very Merry Melodies-esque. Can you help me with anything, Folder?
A good example of how Boggy's feet are never shown in any form. They often use that little red bucket to hide them.
This is the journal, correct? The one that man left here 60 years ago?
You seem a little unsure of the details. Shouldn't you have read up on all this stuff?
Forgive me. It's hard for me to get the image of Boggy as the lovable cartoon character out of my mind. He's just so iconic. Did you know, in 1973, he...
But you're protesting to protect the real swamp creature. The cartoon character is just some commercial byproduct, right?
Yes, of course.
In 1973, huh?
I'm impressed someone and
I guess we're just gonna have to check this out.
It's a colorful... Is
that not it? Wait, could I have this backwards? Oh.
This is a 60-year-old journal. It was on display in a museum.
I know what it is.
I thought you might. I'm supposed to look to the past, right? Lady Weybridge was living in the swamp when the swamp creature was discovered by the explorers 60 years ago. Lady Weybridge. She was living here when Boggy was first discovered by the explorer.
Okay. I mean, we kind of already knew that. Let's see here. Oh, wait, I unlocked the challenge.
I've been looking into the history of this place.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yeah. You.
You must be confused. You found me today when you barged into my house. Remember?
You have to be so salty about it. You were living in the swamp when the explorer visited 60 years ago.
You were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
The explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches and notes are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. You learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
The missing page. You tell me if the journal is a fake, or is it? Yeah.
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you were the only person here when the explorer visited the swamp. I have a suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal? Or what, that I stole it?
I have no idea.
I really have no idea. If I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me. You understand?
What if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then I'll show it to you.
Is this you? He drew you into his journal? It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left the page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back.
Oh, you can actually, like, see the back here.
What's this? Footprints.
So, the lost page ripped out of the explorer's journal, given to Weybridge by the explorer 60 years ago, features a drawing of a lady Weybridge at 20 years old. Also features drawings of Boggy's feet and footprints. He has 2 toes at the front and 1 at the back. This page proves the footprints found outside the office were not made by the real Boggy. Those are some really weird legs. Are we sure that those aren't, you know, branches or something? Kind of look like, you know, plant legs. I was not aware that bushroot from Darkwing Duck was roaming around here.
I think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Oh wait, did I finish it? Chapter 4. The beginning of the end. I'm gonna keep going. Before I go, I
So-
want to rub this in Folder's face. Hey, Folder!
Is that the missing page of the journal?
I think so.
It's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, you're not wearing the right hat to be saying that.
Oh well. I thought I would get more out of it than that. He'd be like, oh my goodness, that's what Boggy's feet look like? Amazing. Okay, fine, I give up. I really want to get into Echo's tent, but I cannot find out what the combination is. And I would have thought that since he brought up 1973, that would be it, but it wasn't. So, the hell with it. Time to leave this godforsaken place. Well, hello, Detective James.
You finally returned.
Officer James. Officer
Well,
James.
did you find the swamp creature? Where is he?
I didn't find him.
I didn't find him.
What? You're not getting paid to wander about aimlessly, Grimoire. Get back out there.
I'm also not getting paid to look for undiscovered species. This case can't be solved. I'll be...
I don't need to.
Ooh. Yes, continue.
Why not? I thought he was our prime suspect.
Not anymore.
Didn't you find photographic evidence of Boggy from last night? Let me see that photo.
Sure.
If
Go
that's
right
not
ahead.
Boggy, what is it?
A man in a costume.
I found designs for the costume in a trash can. Not only that, I collected all the pieces of the costume myself. Well, nearly all of them. There's still the one that...
But the footprints at the scene of the crime! How can you prove these don't belong to a real creature?
Because of this?
What's this? I thought there were no records of a footprint anywhere.
No public records. The footprints at the crime scene don't match the ones on this page. They were just a product of these slippers. A part of the costume.
But Grimoire, this costume, it doesn't have claws of any kind. How do you explain the 3 wounds on the victim's chest?
Oh, well, that is just easy enough.
The prongs match up with the wounds perfectly. The handle's even covered in slime, see?
But this swamp slime was one of the reasons Boggy became a suspect in the first place. Surely this only incriminates the creature further.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But that slime, it's not exactly what you think.
Yeah, it's just this drink.
This stuff is an uncanny resemblance to the so-called swamp slime. A bunch of it was stolen from the storeroom of the cafe, which reminds me.
What is that exactly?
A poisoned hot dog. It's the second reason that the murderer broke into the storeroom. He put this green powder on the entire supply, just to make sure.
To make sure of what?
Well, to make sure that he'd get sick. No, not that. No one would eat the... Nope.
To make sure Remington got ill and had to return to his office.
Remington went back to his office? Alone?
Yeah. And we got more.
I've been looking through your evidence, Grimoire. One piece in particular seems critical to me. I think we need to work
The
out...
video footage? Vincent Vanderpeer filmed it last night, at the exact moment of the murder, I believe.
Well, exactly. I think we can both agree these sounds in the background. They're essential in our mystery. Could you talk me through them? Just rearrange the descriptions on the left to match the sounds on the right.
Okay.
Drag them around and keep swapping until you're happy with the order. And if you want to hear the sounds again, you can tap on them.
No problem. I can always check my case file if I want to go over my notes.
I don't think I'll need to do that. Just, which one of these do I move? Oh, it's these. Remington rips off some curtain fabric. Put that here. Remington cries out in shock as Boggy appears. Remington cries out in shock as he falls backwards. So that's the second outcry. Culprit grabs the metal poker and stabs Remington. That'd be it. Remington fires his hunting rifle. That's that. Remington lands on the planks outside. That would be that. Culprit drops the metal poker in the office, and there we go.
I think
Hey!
that's it.
Got it.
Excellent. There's just two small details bothering me. First of all, if Remington ripped off a piece of his curtains, why wasn't it found at the crime scene? What happened to it?
Oh, do I really have to explain
Turns
everything?
out the murderer took that piece of fabric and concealed it inside the head of the costume. Then he fled the crime scene to hide all the parts in different areas of the swamp.
Ah, well, that's my problem. If Remington fired his rifle, how did the assailant survive and manage to escape? Did Remington miss his target?
At point blank? A man of his experience? I don't think so. In fact, the answer to that question is the very last link in our chain. The one thing that has eluded me so far. I'll drag the clue items from the left onto my drawing here, and we'll see what happens when we compare the pieces I collected with the original design I found.
Okay.
Wait! You never found the body piece! The torso!
You're right, and I never would have found it. Not lying around. Not like the others.
But what does this have to do with the murderer surviving the rifle shot?
This torso is probably made up of some thick material.
Something covering the culprit's entire upper body. I believe it may have even been enough to
To soften the impact from a bullet! Aha!
Exactly.
Well, let's put your theory to the test. Where is that last piece of the costume?
I...
But how? We looked everywhere. Not a single clue.
Simple. He's still wearing it.
I don't know what
He
you
was
want
the
with
only
me.
obvious
Sounds
choice.
like you two were smart enough to uncover the real criminal in this swamp, and lucky enough to have somebody else deal with him for you. You worked it out. He had his rifle on him. He got half a glance at me and pulled the trigger without hesitation.
But why would he do that? You were dressed as Buggy. He shouldn't be pointing his gun at a unique scientific specimen, not to mention his main attraction.
You're right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, does it? Not unless you're in on the secret. The hunting photo leads me to believe Richard Remington was here to hunt Boggy.
Hey.
A secret society, an order of hunters, seeking out mysterious and elusive creatures.
The order goes further than this one man, and much further than this one swamp.
The whole thing is kind of distressing. I knew something was wrong as soon as I stepped into that office.
I'm glad you've finally come around. It's not just
But what about Remington? He was a member of this order?
He made Boggy his own personal project, his own obsession. For years he hunted the creature, the potential perfect addition to his collection.
But he owned the tourist attraction. He set it up himself, didn't he?
He did. It was just his way of forming a legal loophole. Since the area became protected, he and his friends were unable to come here for hunting anymore. Boggy's Bog was just a front for his own little game. A man pursuing a creature.
A creature that might not even exist.
And that's why Remington kept a rifle nearby at all times?
Well, exactly. He didn't want to take any chances.
Now, don't you see? I did this place a service. Did Boggy a service. That creature, he can live in peace again.
Can he? You tried to frame him for murder. You wanted everyone to think he was some kind of ruthless predator?
Well, think about it. Once he became suspected of murder, they'd have no choice but to shut this whole place down. Everyone would finally realize they had no business here.
How can you know what Boggy wanted? He might not be what you're...
Detective.
It's
finished. Oh, don't be angry. You should be glad. It's finally time to leave the swamp. You have another job to do.
I don't know.
Not that it makes any difference to somebody like you, but I never intended to kill him. Just to scare him. Convince him Boggy wasn't going to let him live here in peace any longer. But, true to form, he had his rifle on him. You worked out the rest yourself.
It makes a difference.
Well, Mr. Everstone, I'm afraid you'll still have to come with us. Fortunately, there's a police station just a few miles down the...
Hey, wait!
It's very loud. Damn. He's real?
Aha!
Looks like you solved more than one mystery tonight.
I feel confused by that. Also, this is really loud. I don't understand, since I turned everything down. And now I'm having to kind of yell over the music. I can barely hear myself think. But that was really, really interesting. I didn't expect Boggy to be real. I just figured that Remington was a crackpot. You know, an absolute basket case going around hunting things that don't exist.
Grimoire.
Well, what did they decide to do?
We had Mr. Everstone questioned. He was happy to tell us everything he knew. A number of rumors going around the department have been confirmed.
And Remington's office?
Searched down to the last detail. And, well, we agree with you. But I know what you're thinking. I'd love to put an end to it, just the same as you. But there's always...
Are we going after them?
We'd better be.
What are you doing there? To be continued. Wait, is there another game for this? According to the wiki, they were intending for there to be, like, I think 3. But as of right now, there are no other Detective Grimoire games. Sort of. There's like an old Flash game, which is the prequel to this. Which is probably why Grimoire has the option to, like, say that he recognizes the girl, because apparently that takes place in a fair. You know what? Yeah, I enjoyed this game. It had good music, good characters. The voice acting was good most of the time. There were some times where the audio was a little off, but the actual voice acting itself was always really good. So yeah, I'd say if anyone wanted to go ahead and give Detective Grimoire a shot, go for it. It's a pretty fun little game, and I'm sure there's some stuff that I missed that you can go ahead and check out. There's a lot of dialogue in this game. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, or if you just have an opinion voice, why don't you go ahead and leave your comments down below, and I'll get back to making more awesome videos for you guys. Later!